Um, so lots of new faces here right now. And when you're meeting this one for the first time, I can understand. So let me say a few words about what I'm sharing here. So this is not a teaching. This is not something that I teach you and you believe me and try to become something or get something. This is not about getting anything. This is not about becoming anything. This is about direct awakening. Direct. It's direct. It's just right now. There's no time to wait. Yeah, so what I offer in these meetings, in these sharings, is to directly reflect the deepest truth of who one is. And you already know that. You don't need to be taught that. You already know that because you are that. That's not something that can be taught. It's not something you can ever become. You can't practice to become what you are. It would be ridiculous. So all that's covering over what you are is what obscures the diamond in your pocket. I invite you to really just be here, and you don't need to take notes. I promise you that you will. There's nothing to get, and you will not get anything. But the transmission is direct. It's not something that you can write notes about for later. Of course, we read books, we try to remember, but the most that you can get out of this meeting here is the direct meeting of what you know in the deepest core, what you read in all the books, what you've heard people speak, and what you yourself are. It's a direct reflection, a direct transmission. And what I invite is, that's really the beginning. That's really where we start, where we're awake. We have to be awake, you know. We have to be awake now. We can't walk in this world sleepwalking. We cannot survive like that. We have to be awake. So that's the invitation here, is really direct awakening. And then what I invite, I include and invite all what seems to be an obstacle to living and walking from that recognition, from that realization, from that being of that. I invite that to be looked through from a clear point of seeing. Not that I will tell you or give you advice about it, but I will facilitate your clear seeing through whatever appears to stand in the way. I didn't practice to become some kind of teacher, and I never would have wanted to do that. You know, life put this one through extreme experience in the human plane, constantly. And through all that extreme experience, there was nothing else but to wake up. And now it's like I don't have anything for anything else. And with the suffering that's going on this planet, in this plane, and within our own, what we experience through our system and through our families and through our lovers and friends, the suffering that's taking place on our planet can only be met by the light that you are for liberation. You know, it's not to get away from that, to get to a place where we're not going to feel that anymore, because when we wake up, when we walk awake, we're here to feel it all of it. So That's what I live. I feel it all. And that just fuels, it puts more fuel in the fire here. Fire of truth. And I stand in that, and I invite you to stand in that, and that is what satsang is. That's my invitation. So we don't have time to waste with teachings and practices here. You know, there are many places you can go for that. So please feel welcome to bring anything that you would like to use this space for in the context of what I'm inviting. Your own awakening. It's right now. It's not next week even. It's too late. Maybe you already have this recognition, you already have this realization, and that's why you stepped out of some life and you're here and you're already walking aware that you are not a separate little me story, that you are a being in essence of godliness. Maybe you already woke up like that, and what follows that initial awakening is all the stuff that you couldn't deal with before your eyes opened. You know, and all that stuff is on your table, calling you, calling you, calling you to bring that light of knowing into it. And only like that, it's like you're experiencing, you're living through a constant breaking down of who you're not for to be what you really are. So if your life is challenging, if you're challenged on this human plane, if you're challenged, then you're just being broken down to walk into the next version of you. Nothing is wrong. So, feel welcome. Yeah, if you can give that a little poke, Edward. That deals with the mosquitoes, and it also deals with the mosquitoes in the mind. You know?